Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to the Christopher Marc Show. Today, I have a privilege of meeting of sharing the stage with an individual that honestly he does a lot of good work. Uh, Very spiritual person, very beautiful person. Jake, can you tell everybody your full name and what do you do?
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you, man. So my full name is Jake Mejias. Um, and what I do, I'm a filmmaker. I consider myself a filmmaker, although right now I'm focusing more on shorter, condensed projects like promo or a music video or, things that, are easily finished within at least like a week or so versus a documentary or a film that you gotta like put years of your life into, for sure. So
I got you.
I'm
So
working
let
my
me
way.
ask you a question. What got you into film and photography and doing the whole thing?
So I initially started. I was taking this personal development program when I was a sophomore in college, and one of the things I got from this was, I don't need to settle for anything in life, and I felt like I was settling by majoring in business because I was only doing it for the money. Because I was like, I want to have all these funds so I don't have to be beholden to anything. I have my independence, my freedom. And I realized I can get that with doing something that I actually love. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to take an acting class. And I went to this place in Philly. And I'm still friends with some people that I met from that acting class. But from that, I was able to connect with people that also are in the, creative field in this, in the entertainment industry. And, I was able to start making like short films with them and collabing with them and different things. And then basically over time, I realized, okay, I can't always rely on people to, always be there, to always have a videographer, to always have someone who's going to edit something, I have to find a way to, be self-sufficient and not rely on people or, spend my money in that way right now. And so that's when I got into film and I got into, videography, and I just started growing from there until I got to a point where I was like, I'm in my own machine now. Like I can film, I can edit, I can color grade, I can do a lot of the things that um, are very specific niche jobs within the film industry.
So, would you say that in your journey of doing like working with clients and working on projects, would you say that it was easy for you, or was it hard for you, or was it kind of in the middle? What was that journey like for you, and as far as like getting started with everything?
Um, I mean, I have this mentality where it's like go big or go home. So I think the one thing that really started it all off was this movie I was making called The Humming Boy, and it was this uh, found footage horror film because it was like the only thing I felt like, oh, I can make something look like found footage. I don't need to have like $1,000 worth of equipment, thousands of dollars worth of equipment to pull this off. I just need to get people on board. And through that experience, it definitely helped me becoming a leader, managing things, like really doing my best to be organized. I mean, I still have issues with that, but when you have a whole team of people and they're there for you and your vision, it's like, you got to get it done. You got to be that person who's on top of everything, and or at least advocating for support. So, in terms of like your question was if basically if like what was my experience working with people as I was like starting to get into the field.
Mm-hmm.
Um, People, it's easy when people are willing to be there for you and they see the vision in your project. it's just more difficult when, at least from my perspective, I feel like I owe people. And at the time, I didn't really have the funds to like give back to people in a way that I felt like would make them happy or they would feel fulfilled. So I always had this feeling of like, dang, like I owe these people. Like these people are going out of their way and supporting this project, and I can't really tell people no all the time on certain things because they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart. So it just turned into me not being able to get exactly what I wanted, and for the most part, the project as of right now was a failure, but I don't see that as a bad thing. I think I learned a lot from that experience, and it helped me become a better leader.
Would you say that in your journey of, doing film, or even, learning how to better yourself in your craft and the disciplines of it and stuff like that, would you say that would you say that it made things easier for you, like understanding that aspect of it?
Like made things easier in what way?
Easier in the sense of like how to, deal with clients, how to, adapt to things, how to adapt to, even dealing with other people. You know what I mean?
Like, so you're saying my career versus like me in the
yeah,
world, like, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say like being a director, being someone who has a lot of responsibilities in different areas of getting a big project done, it's definitely supported me in like self-advocating for myself, like being having a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like just being, I don't want to say, I'm going to say authoritative, or like just having the confidence to really say what needs to be said and get something across to people without, it's all, I always think it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And I always want to be the best version of myself, but also like stick to the plan or stick to the vision, or if I have like something in my head that I see as a possibility and I really want to see that come to life, it's like, it's all about how passionate am I about it, and am I able to articulate myself in a way that gives people that context.
So on your journey, Jake, I know you wanted to mention this the laptop incident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So where we're going to share, this is just a part of the journey of growing and evolving. So just keep that in mind. So would you like to share to everyone the laptop incident and what came out of it afterwards?
I got you. So basically, I was doing a gig at this high school in Jersey. I live in Pennsylvania. I drove about like an hour to get there, and at the end of me leaving this event, when I got home, I realized that my laptop was not in my car. I'm like looking everywhere for it. I'm like, there's no way I left my laptop. Like, that's just not me. I would never just leave my baby out in the cold like that. Like, that's just crazy. So I'm thinking maybe someone stole it or I misplaced it or something. So I drove all the way back to that same exact parking spot the same day. I looked around like a madman for it. It was nowhere to be found, and it was like all this footage I had taken for other gigs I did, and some things were backed up by the cloud, some things weren't. So I was just like, wow, I just lost over $3,000 worth of equipment and work and priceless, footage. Like I'm awful. Like I was just saying all this bad stuff about myself and really beating myself up that I would be just that negligent on taking care of something so important to me in my craft and my life. So for every day after that, I was like hoping someone was gonna call. I ordered a couple laptops. Like the first time I ordered a laptop, I realized it was gonna be way too much, way out of my budget. So I canceled that order. Then I ordered another laptop. The payment didn't go through. And then finally, as I'm about to order for the third time, I get this call, and this lady tells me that she has my laptop. And this is like 4 days after everything happened. So I'm just like, wow, like that is, I did not expect that. This is crazy. I've already like mentally moved on past this, thinking ahead, and it's just crazy. And she's like, yeah, I have it. Like, you can come pick it up, tomorrow. I met her up the next day, and she told me how, like, she found it on the side of the road, which meant that as I was packing up, I left it on top of my car, which I am never putting anything on top of my car. This is a message to everyone out there. Don't put anything on top of your car. Learn from my mistakes, okay? So, yeah, like, after all that happened, I was like, wow, I'm blessed. Someone is definitely looking out for me. And, it seems like things are balancing out in my life now that I got it back. And it's funny, like, that same lady offered for me to do her daughter's graduation photo. So maybe, I got a gig out of that, which is really cool. But everything just worked out. And I just think it's crazy how every time I tried to like get a laptop, it was just like the universe was like, nah, like you shouldn't do that. There's something telling me to cancel the order. There's something didn't go through with the payment for some reason. Like it was just always something that, stopped whatever action I was about to take. So crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy that when I remember when he told me this story, I was like, "Are you serious?" And you'll be like, so let me ask you this: like, what would you, out of the people that are on this journey of basically either being filmmakers or being into photography, and using that example, what advice would you have for them?
What advice? I mean, there's always going to be things that are out of your control. Always.
Right.
I mean, that's in any time I'm filming. Almost every time I'm filming, something happens where I'm like, all right, I got to think outside the box because this wasn't a part of the plan. And in this scenario, it really was not a part of the plan at all. It was against the plan. But, I went with the flow. I did what I thought was right. And I went with my gut, and it seemed like the universe just, it was just a balance. It was like I was just going with the flow. I was like, you know what? All right, I don't have it. It sucks. I was beating myself up a lot about it, but, if I would have just stayed calm, cool, collected, and just, like, went with the flow, I think, I don't know. Everything just seemed to work out. And I think the big message with this is I want people to be okay with just going with the flow. Things will work out. It may not be exactly how you want it, but things will work out. I'm very fortunate and blessed that I got my laptop back, though. Like, it's crazy. There's always a contingency plan, though.
So Jake, with everything that you're doing now, what is your, what is your vision for your company, and everything that you've done thus far? Like, what does the future look like for you? What is your vision?
I want to be one of the best filmmakers in the world. I want to be the go-to guy where it's like, oh, you want a nice music video done? Yeah, go to Jake Mejias. Like, Jake Mejias is your guy. Oh, you want to do a promo for your business about, selling cookies? Like, Jake got you. Like, he'll put like really great footage up there for you. Or, weddings, movies. Like, I just want to do it all. And I don't know. It's funny because some people call me the Jake of all trades. Like, I just like doing it all.
That's the. No, I understand. I think it's listen, man, when you're good at stuff, you're good at it. You can't help it.
Well,
it is what it is.
That's objective, but what I can say is I'm always growing, I'm always learning, and I definitely want my work to get to a point where it's worldly recognized and wanted, and it makes a positive difference for this world.
Gotcha. Now, before we wrap up here, Jake, how can people find you as far as like online, on social media, all that stuff, if they want to work with you, hire you, and things like that?
So as of right now, the best and easiest way to find me is through Instagram. My tag is at jake.mejias, Mejias. Um, and right now that's the biggest thing that I use. I also have a YouTube channel. It's called Entourage Films. Entourage is spelled with a J instead of a G. And that's the company that I really want to start building and getting out there and just promoting. I think that's really the biggest, the next step for me and my business, just promoting it, putting consistent content up. It's not like I don't have the content, it's just, I just have to accept it's a whole other job that I got to take on, because I can't rely on other people unless, they're willing to do it, or, I ask, so.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's a lot of work. We're also have a profile for Jake, part of the Dreamer Society, and I'm also going to leave a link below. So if you guys want to connect with Jake and work with him, he does amazing work, phenomenal. He's awesome. So
Thank you, man.
trust me.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, but Jake, I appreciate you taking the time to do this interview, man, because I want people to know more about the things that you're doing, man. You know,
Thank you,
you're
man.
awesome.
No, I
You're awesome,
appreciate the
brother.
opportunity, you give me to be on your show. I already can see that this is something that has the potential to grow, and hopefully like one day we could just do another interview and it's like in person. There's a whole film set and everything. You got a whole studio set up just for your podcast. Like, I think that's awesome, man. So
Man,
thank you
you know me,
for
I'll be down.
letting me be a part of this. Like, this is a lot of fun.
No, I'll be down, man. I'll be down. Thank you, man. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you guys enjoy. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.